I'm Paul Stapleton from the MCEA, which is the Mobile Caravan Engineers Association, which is a network of caravan service engineers throughout the United Kingdom. I'm a caravan service engineer, but I'm also a caravaner, and I'd like to share with you some essential safety checks that should be observed prior to going on any journey that could avoid costly incidents later on. The very first thing we should all do is we should check the tyre pressures are correct on our caravan. We would do the same on the car. Tyre pressure gauge is a very inexpensive piece of equipment, and the tyre pressures can be found in the owner's handbook of all caravans. Having checked the tyre pressures, we need to check that the wheel is secure to the caravan. This should be done before the commencement of any journey and should be done with a torque wrench. Okay, we have here a torque wrench that cost less than £20 and was available on the high street. This is perfectly adequate for use by a caravaner as a check before the commencement of any journey. To use a torque wrench, you need to establish what your wheel torque setting is. It will be written as Newton meters in your handbook, and then you need to set the torque wrench to the correct setting. That's clearly displayed on a scale on the torque wrench. We then take the appropriate socket for the wheels that we're working on, which in most caravans will be 19mm. There's a sequence required when checking wheel torque settings. You should always do alternative bolts. If your wheel has 4 wheel bolts, it should be the sequence of north, south, east and west. If you have 5 wheel nuts on your wheels, it should be the sequence as follows: number 1, 3, 5, 2, 4. We have a 4-stud wheel here, so our torque sequence is north, south, east, west. We place the torque wrench over the nut and we turn in a clockwise rotation, and we expect to hear a click. That means the torque setting is correct. And we repeat that on the other wheel nuts. I'm now happy that the wheel is secure to the caravan. Moving into the caravan, we need to ensure that everything is secure and nothing's going to affect the stability of the caravan whilst driving. The things we're looking to make sure are okay are that cupboards are closed, like such, and importantly, often overlooked, the cooker hood. Make sure the cooker hood is closed. Again, checking the cupboards and making sure there's nothing on the floor that can roll around, get broken or unstable the caravan. Having done those checks, we're now in a position that we can hitch the caravan to the car. So we carefully reverse the car onto the caravan, and before we actually join the electrics to the car, we turn the engine off. If you don't turn the engine off, you have live wires at your couplings, and when you push the two together, you risk shorting out and causing damage to the fuses and circuits in the caravan. So always turn the engine off before you join the electrics on the coupling head. So having connected the electrics ready to start, the next thing we need to do is actually check the road lights on the caravan. This is quite simple. We check the left-hand indicator, the right-hand indicator, the tail lights and running lights. Biggest problem sometimes we have is checking the brake lights. This needn't be a problem. All you need is something to wedge between the seat and the brake pedal on the car, and this will put the lights on. Always make a visual verification that your lights work. Having successfully coupled, and before you drive off, there's 2 more things we need to do. 1, ensure your gas bottle is turned off and closed. This is done at the bottle. You turn the bottle off. The next thing and the last thing we need to check, make sure we disengage the handbrake of the caravan. So there we have it, half a dozen tips that hopefully will help you relax when going on holiday and protect your investment and avoid unnecessary incidents and unnecessary cost.